My guest today is Jack Schwager of Market Wizards fame, and we're here to talk to him today about some common traits that the Market Wizards had that he recognized. So Jack, you interviewed a lot of Market Wizards for this. Are there a couple of traits that they all kind of shared and had in common?
Well, there's probably about 30 or 40 that they share, but this is a 3-minute interview. So just to pull a few out of the hat, one really important one is I think they're much more flexible than most people in being able to change their opinion, and they can go in with one trading idea and not only not find out that it's wrong and not do it, but they can then they might do the research and do the exact opposite. Which I have a story about Jamie May in Hedge Fund Market Wizards where it's exactly that. His best trade in 2011 was actually the opposite of the trade he was intending to do, but upon further research he realized where he was wrong. So I'd say that flexibility, and also when you're in a position that's going that is not right, to be able to get out instantaneously and to flip it around. That's sort of that lack of, or not lack of, but avoidance of hope and the ability to act quickly and to be very flexible is a key hallmark. It
sounds like the difference between a market wizard and just an average or a bad trader is someone who kind of tries to force their own ideas on the market rather than letting the market tell them what to trade.
Yeah, and that's another way of so they'll just take the facts in the market and respond to that, and they won't be tied into what they said before, what they thought before, what position they have. It's just what is the right thing to do right now, and if they're long and the right thing to do is be short, they'll get out the long and go short, and that's not something many people can do.
I think there's this idea too that the market wizards make money all the time on every trade. I mean, did they go through bad periods as well?
Sure. In fact, not almost every market wizard book I've had, you can see story after story where they lost large sums and sometimes went broke a couple of times before they finally succeeded. So very few of them really just start out winning and just continue along on a happy stream. And there are a few that did that, but they're probably the exception.
And the other idea, I guess, is that they all trade the same way. There's like one way to trade, but did you find that there was 40 interviewees, 40 different ways to trade?
Absolutely, and that's one of the main points I always try to make in the books is there is no single way, there is no single path. You have fundamentalists, you have technicians, you have long-term traders and short-term traders, you have equity traders and futures traders, you have people who give wider positioning stops and people who give narrow risk, on and on and on. And all those differences are what work for the individual, and any combination of those differences won't work for another individual. And therefore, people who try to kind of get a trading method handed to them on a silver platter are usually going to end up losing because it won't fit what their natural talents and instincts are.
How did you find that they came to the point where they did have a system for making money? Was it just trial and error? Did they have mentors? What was their strategy?
Very few had mentors. I think most of them basically just developed their own strategy. And even when they had mentors, that was how they got started, but they still then developed their own strategy. So I think they had a certain way of looking at the markets that fit for them, and that's developed. Jim Rogers sort of thinks in big long-term market cycles, and he's very good at predicting long-term trends. I mean, my interview with him almost 25 years ago, still remember the line, this is how your kids learn Chinese. I mean, he kind of sees these things very early on. But that works, but he's a complete skeptic when it comes to technical analysis, and more than a skeptic, he kind of makes very disparaging remarks about it. So, but that works for him. And then you have people like Ed Seykota who calls fundamentals funnymentals, and he's traded all his life technical. So you got to find your own approach, basically.
Jack, thanks for your time.
Sure.
You're watching the MoneyShow.com video network.